for either or both of you, what's it been like the last 36, 48 hours, just the emotional toll or roller coaster that you've been on?
No sleep.
Yeah.
No sleep. I think right after we won, we all went to the pool, the hotel pool, which was closed, so we all jumped the fence. And it was right like near their football stadium, and like in the bottom of the pool there was a big Texas A&M logo. Like we were just all jumping in there. It was so much fun. I didn't go to bed till like 4:30 in the morning. We woke up at 6:30. But I think more so just like letting it digest and like understanding like we actually did that. But it's been so cool. I think now though we're starting to lock back in and like get our bodies right, get our minds right, and yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I know that it doesn't really feel real, but like I knocked out yesterday. I didn't even know I fell asleep, so it was like we're a little exhausted, but we're also super excited to continue to go because we aren't done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess in some ways it does. It's kind of settled a little bit, but you guys, to do what you guys have done, it's kind of like the equivalent of in basketball with UMBC beat Virginia.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for you guys to be the first to do this,
Yeah.
and you guys have taken steps every year to get to this point. What does it mean for you all to be kind of like the pioneers, the ones that get it done, to make it happen? The fact that you guys are going to super regionals and playing Oregon, which seems like a familiar opponent when it comes to football and basketball, but not
Yeah.
softball.
I mean, it's so cool. Like, you see the work that you've put in since, at least my freshman year being here, and like every regional there's been growth. So like my freshman year we only beat Georgia in the Duke Regional, and then next year we beat UCLA out, which was history, and then the next year we're 1 out away from beating Georgia, and then this year we're securing that out and we're going to Super. So I think just seeing that growth and being a part of that has been so cool, and it's like, it's so rewarding. Like, I'm trying to like soak it in and embrace it because I'll probably never have this kind of experience again in my life, but like it's just like seeing your hard work pay off.
I would agree. I think that it just shows the beauty of what softball is, because anybody can beat anybody, and so that's just another reason why you can't take a pitch off. Doesn't matter what uniform, what you're ranked, it really doesn't matter. You got to show up the same way. And so I think it's just proof and just the reality of what the game of softball brings, and we just played with so much to prove and a chip on our shoulder, knowing that we could do it and that we believed in each other. And I think that was the most special part about it, and I don't think that I'll ever forget that feeling on the field.
Rachel, could you take us through, in the sixth inning when you hit that 3-run home run, go ahead. They show you running the bases, you look relatively composed coming around the bases. What's kind of going on in your head? I'm sure that ranks really high in your softball memories. So
Yeah.
What was going on in those 30 seconds?
Well, to kind of go back, in the beginning of the year, there was a very key game that we could have secured against Auburn that I was put in a situation to produce, and I didn't produce. I struck out, we lost, and it really hit hard to me, and I was just like, there is going to be a moment that is in regionals where I have to produce to get the lead and do something big, and I'm going to do it. And so I rode that confidence, and I got up there, and they were throwing, all their pitchers were awesome, but this particular pitcher, I was like, she's going to throw me my pitch, like I know it. So I got in the box, I was like, I'm taking the first pitch, because we went from 70 to 64 to like the speeds were all different. So like being a hitter, like I wasn't going to like jump the first pitch even if it was down the middle, and that's what I did with the Grand Slam as well. As I'm taking that first pitch, I'm getting my timing, like I'm going to be smart, like I'm not going to press. And so got my timing down, and then she's put the pitch right where I wanted it to be. Like that's one of my strong pitches that I like to hit. So I knew it. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. But I didn't want to hit a home run. I was just trying to get the ball in play, and that's usually when you do hit your home runs, when you're not trying.
Rachel, take us back to when you were recruited in high school. Like, who are some of the other schools pursuing you hard? When did Liberty get involved, and why did you choose Liberty?
My recruitment with Liberty started in middle school. This was before the rule change. That sounds so old. So I started in 8th grade. There were some schools pursuing me, but I wasn't really pursuing other schools that much. So like, I was looking at like JMU at one point, or like NC State, schools like that. But like, I really wanted to come here. So like, my brain was kind of like, I'm gonna focus now and see where they want to take me. But then like, if they don't really want me, then I'll like branch out in like other schools. I was a pitcher, and then there was a previous pitching coach here that her dad like really liked. I came to camp, and like he really liked me, and so I was talking to my dad, whatever, and then I was like, I'm gonna keep coming to camps, and then yeah, they came out to a really small tournament I was playing at, and then I was like, wow, like there's literally no coaches here but them, and then they just started coming to more, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna offer you, and then I picked up outfield, but I always was a hitter, and then I just fell in love with outfield and hitting, and then my senior year, I started experiencing a lot of like bicep tendonitis problems, so like I would go to pitch and I was like, it just hurt, and I was like, this is awful when I'm about to go into 4 years of college, like. And little did I know, it's probably the best thing that happened to me in this program, and so I just became just an outfielder hitter.
And over the last 4 years, I'm sure you could have gone into the portal and try to get more money elsewhere or something like that. Why did you want to stay at Liberty for your entire career?
Well, I've said this before, like when God gives you something good, you don't always have to go searching for better or what's next, and the grass is not always greener. I've heard some crazy stories from girls that come from those schools that are here now, and it's like, why would I leave what I have? And like to have the confidence that my coaches have in me as a player, like that is a goal that most players want in their life. Like when they get on a program that trusts them and they're going to let them work through kinks or things that aren't working out, like I know that they have my back, and they're gonna keep putting me in the situation until I succeed. And so like having that confidence, like I don't think I would find that anywhere else, and I knew that I would play my best like that. I don't know if I go somewhere and don't get a hit that weekend if I'm back in the lineup, and like that alone is like, that's just, I don't want to deal with that. So they trusted me, they believed in me, and that alone like was enough for me to stay.
Paige, coaches tell us to get the opportunity to go home and play Oregon, and Super Regional are excited about that. I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of family trying to get tickets and come there.
Yeah.
Whenever you were keeping an eye on that Super Regional, it was a chance of hosting versus going home. Where were you kind of landing on that? Those chances?
I didn't really care whichever way it went because there was a positives and negatives to both sides. So, I mean, either way, it'd be pretty cool if Liberty got to host their first regional. Like that's pretty special, but at the same time, it is kind of cool to have the opportunity to punch a ticket to the World Series in my home, like where I grew up. And so I think that God's just blessed us with a new opportunity, and it's just the way He wrote it. And so we're just blessed to be where we're at.
And
Oh,
Paige,
no, you go.
off of that, I mean, you talked about how big of an impact that your mom has been on your career. And with her history, what does it mean to be at Oregon, and what are the conversations between you and her this whole journey?
Just truthfully, she's pretty proud, and I think just the conversations is, Paige, just keep the game simple, like it is just a yellow ball, you're still trying to hit it with a round bat, like stay calm, and that kind of just that you're, as a leader, people look to you, and being calm is something that people will feed off of in an environment where it's packed and where we're have Texas A&M fans like that. And so, I mean, it is cool that she did play at Oregon, and so like we're going back there, but she's a true Paige Doerr fan and not an Oregon fan. So she's ready, and she's ready to wear her Liberty gear for sure.
So, Coach Dot was talking about how the mission isn't just to get to Super Regionals, it's to get to Oklahoma City. So how do you all handle it? I mean, this is a big high, a big moment, but then you have another big moment here. So how do you handle it knowing that the end goal is to get to Oklahoma City and not just go to Supers?
I mean, it's definitely, took a good step in the right direction. However, our job is still not done. Like Coach said, we have a lot more to do. We have to win 2 more games to get to the World Series. And our goal isn't also just to get to the World Series, it's to win the whole thing. And so I think when you aim that high, it's just you have better outcomes, and your mindsets, you have to stay locked in longer. And so I think that's really our goal is great, but it's great we got to Supers, great we're here, but we need to be present because we have more to prove, and it's just we're not done. So we can't settle or keep our minds in the past. Like we have way more to do, and so we're present and we gotta look to the future.
And we also can't, like, yes, beating number 1's huge, like that's awesome, but we have to know, like, there are still, like, Oregon's another strong team, so it's like respect your component and like just continue to play our game, continue to show up how we did those 2 games, like being able to have a game that we did against Texas, lose, and then turn around and still play that hard, like that's the grit that has to carry over. Like the emotions, like we're trying to get them settled down now. Like our trainer told us today, like this week, like these next 2 practices, like you have to practice like you are the worst and like you are not good. And then Thursday night, like you go back, you watch all your highlights and get your mind right and like know that you are made for the moment and that you can do it. So that's kind of it's more so like a mindset thing, and that's how we did going into Texas A&M. Like our coaches were like, the only way you get out of this regional is if you go in there and you believe, and that's all mindset is having belief in yourself. And so we have to do the same thing going in Oregon. We have to believe and just compete.
Do we have any questions on the call from anyone on the virtual call?
Good.
Paige, what about Oregon? Take us through, I know you're from there and everything, but just their stadium, that environment. Are you kind of telling your teammates what it's going to be like and what they can expect?
Yeah, I mean, we've already talked about it's going to be cold. Like, it's not going to be 98 degrees. And their field, I would say, is pretty similar to ours. And even the stands, I mean, there's stands in the outfield now, or at Oregon, there's stands in the outfield now. But it's pretty similar. And truthfully, bases are still 60 feet. They're still in outfield, they're still in infield. So it's, I mean, the fans, they're not going to be, it's going to be similar to Texas A&M. Like, they're pretty diehard Oregon fans, so, and they want to see their team succeed, and so just the same approach that we took with Texas A&M is going to be important.
Just to follow up on that, Roupe, you've been here for 4 years, you've been at this university for a while, so you know all about Oregon, football and basketball, the clashes, and now in softball. Do you have any thoughts on, just getting the opportunity to go up against them, given the athletic department's history, short history with them?
I'm so excited for a women's team to get the job done. So.